Hi Gary, I'm Steven from Steven Choate, and my question for you is, you were talking about backstories earlier. Do you think it's important to say your backstory in a YouTube video?
I'm a big fan of it. If you look at my early keynotes, I always spent the first 20 minutes establishing I was born in Russia, I did the lemonade stand. A lot of people here are already shaking their head because most of my fans have to skip the first 23 minutes of a video because they're like, all right, I get it, fucking lemonade, Edison, I know it.
They want to get to the main point of the video.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Listen, I always say, watch what I do, not what I say. I made videos for 5 or 7 years where I would give my backstory, and I didn't care that it was annoying to some, because the backstory, the first, comic book number 1 is always the most important. So I do think establishing the backstory is important, but it's something you can play with. Or you could be very clever with making your intro, right, a 13-second version of that backstory. So there's a lot of ways to play, but yes, I believe backstory really matters. I'll tell you this, and you're obviously an extremely young dude, but for a lot of people here, the biggest problem I have with backstories is people tweaking them to paint a picture that helps them in what they're trying to accomplish in the short term. So not only do I believe in backstories, but I enormously really highly recommend to everybody that it's the truth.
Okay.
I mean, I'm watching people I went to school with, high school, talk about them being an entrepreneur when they were a full student. Like, all I need to do is have one weird day when I want to go into the comments and be like, Rick's full of shit, he was a student. And it's all over. Don't ever let somebody have that leverage over you.
So the backstory should be short, or should you go in detail?
Well, I think if you're doing a live event and you have everybody's attention, you could tell the full detail. But as you can imagine, if you're putting out a video every day or often, if you tell the same backstory in the beginning, it does create a vulnerability. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe for your video, you do it once a week for a month full. Then in month 2, you create a nice 10-second version of it, and then that can play out for a year, right?
Yeah, so where you're from, how old are you?
I think those context matters. You have an advantage. You're awfully young. That makes it interesting, and I think that's something that you should play. Everybody should play up their advantages. Some are young, some are funny, some are pretty. I watch people see that they have advantages and treat them as insecurities or shy away from them when they should be leaning into them. Right? So I see a lot of young people trying to act like they're more experienced when they should be leaning into actually being young and having that context.
Yeah. Oh.